Hello, my name is Russell Myers. Welcome to Issues Unite. All right, so I want to go back. Let's take another look at the mortality rate this year. Okay, so from all sources of death, the CDC reported in the last week of November that in 2020, the death toll for the United States had already exceeded by 20, 30,000 the number of deaths in 2018 or 2019. Now, number of things to take into account here is that the CDC gains their numbers from death certificates that come from local municipalities. So the fact is that a lot of those come in weeks after the um, the numbers are reported. So the actual death rate was actually much higher at that point. Uh, Now, a lot of people are saying, "Oh, the death rate, this is normal." No, this is not normal. We're running, a considerably higher death toll this year than in a normal year. Um, you know, the normal death rate for the United States is, for all sources, is roughly 0.8% of the population. And when we get through, December and all numbers are actually reported, what I completely expect to see is that the death toll for the United States from all sources is going to exceed 1% of the population. That may not sound like a lot to some people, but that's a big number. Now, the people that are saying that, you know, uh, this is again normal, there are a number of things that you need to take into account here. I mean, number one, the this is being offset by the fact that because of lockdowns, the number of deaths from traffic incidents and crime, and it's a low number, but um, you know, aircraft, etc. All of this, workplace mortality, all of this is down. All those numbers are down. Okay? So that means that if we're running a higher mortality rate than the past previous years, while there are fewer deaths related to traffic and the workplace and so forth than other forms, than illness, suicide, and overdose, those become major increases. Okay? Because if you took away, illness and suicide and crime, then the death rate this year would be lower than a normal year, but it's higher. So yeah, so you're sorry, but so with crime and workplace and traffic incidents, causing fewer deaths, that means that illness, overdose, uh, and suicide are extremely high. Okay? You have to take these things into account. Now, another thing that people are just not looking at that focus continuously on the mortality rate, that is a foolish thing to do. I mean, right now, I know several people, nurses and others, that have been through COVID, and after the infection, they have suffered from, because of the infection, or after the infection. After the infection, they are suffering from debilitating fatigue and shortness of breath. Um, this illness causes generalized inflammation throughout the body. Now, I know somebody right now, right this minute, that is in the hospital with kidney failure. She's never had a problem with her kidneys. She had some other illnesses, but it wasn't heart problems or anything that should directly affect the kidneys. And I've said before how this, I've done other videos explaining how this illness works. It affects the ACE receptor system, and it causes generalized inflammation. Well, there are certain things that are not going to show up on your mortality rate in the short term. But if a person winds up with lung damage, heart damage, kidney damage, you know, gastrointestinal damage, any of the internal organs, this damage is permanent and it will shorten their lifespan. So, what we are going to see is a lower life expectancy for years to come. Plus, we are going to see people that are permanently disabled and and suffering from chronic illnesses as a result of this. Even if the damage to their vital organs does not directly cause a shorter lifespan, what it tends to do is cause a person to be more sedentary, which decreases their health over the span of their life, and that sedentary condition causes a shortened lifespan. So we're literally going to be dealing with the fallout from this for decades. Okay? This is not all cut and dry. Just because we have the medical technology and the modality of treatment for this illness has improved from when it first started, so that fewer people are dying in the short term, does not mean they are not going to have long-term to permanent health effects, which will cause increased death rates and shorter lifespans in the long term. So it's not all cut and dried. You cannot just look at only this set of numbers. There's a lot more involved. See, I used to work in infectious disease. I know how to look at these things. I've done this. So stop looking at the numbers that people are pointing to, especially capitalists, that are only interested in getting you to go back to work and to go back to spending whatever is going to make them money. Stop claiming that this is some kind of a hoax. Just stop it. All right? The flu does not work this way. This is not a flu. There is no flu that affects all the vital organs the way that this does. There is no flu, you know, for since 1918 that has killed as many people. And yes, the Spanish flu did kill more people, but again, we did not have the medications and technology then that we have now. So today, the 1918, the Spanish flu would not kill as many people as it did back then. But we're still learning about this virus and how to treat it. The vaccines, well, I've got my own questions about those, and I vocalize that. I am very clear. I'm not completely sold on it. I'm going to wait for a few 100,000 of you to be my guinea pigs before I take one, and I'm a nurse. Okay? So I don't think that there is a quick fix with these vaccines. I'm not trusting of the first RNA-based vaccine ever being rushed into production in a short period of time by capitalist entities competing for a profit. And from what we've seen, the information that's coming out, it doesn't even give you immunity. It decreases symptoms, but does not give you immunity, which means even if you don't have symptoms, you may be a carrier and give it to other people. And that's not good, with the fact that we don't have enough doses for everyone in this country anyway. Even if it did offer immunity, you can carry even if you've got immunity, you can carry a virus on your skin. You can still be passing it. So until everyone, or 70, 80, 90% of the population does get a vaccine which provides immunity, then this is not an answer. So anyway, stop looking at just the mortality rate, okay? Share this video, talk about these subjects, look into these numbers. Stop listening to sources that have a specific agenda. I'm not giving you an agenda. I'm not offering that. I'm only stating facts. You can come to your own conclusion on them, but these are facts that you can actually look into. You can verify for yourself. All right? So if you can, please donate $1 a month to help expand the channel. Oh, and by the way, yeah, there's still no filibuster going on. I just looked at the live Senate floor video just before recording this. There's still no filibuster going on. You have been failed. All right? All right, so I will talk to you later and have a good one.